We live surrounded by plant life. We breathe because of it. We share space with it, yet we rarely listen to it. We treat it as a kind of scenery, a quiet background within our everyday lives. This project emerges from the desire to create a form of connection with something that does not speak our language. The work developed almost unconsciously, following a rhizomatic structure, a way of thinking and researching that does not advance linearly, but expands horizontally without a fixed order, linking nodes and opening unexpected paths across disciplines and languages. This is where the title Planta Rizomàtica comes from. To explain this process in a clearer and more linear way, the written report adopts the structure of a plant, dividing the research into three main sections. Arrels, where the ideas and references that nourish the project take shape, drawing from thinkers such as Bruno Latour, Lynn Margulis, and Donna Haraway. The text argues that the world can no longer be understood as separate elements, but as a web of interdependencies, where everything influences everything else. This perspective shows how reality emerges from shifting, often hybrid relationships. From here, design can be seen as a more open practice, capable of listening to and collaborating with other forms of life and intelligence. Déjà, the stage where the project becomes practical. Here I begin experimenting with biosonification, a technique that captures the bioelectrical activity of plants and translates it into data that can be turned into sound. In my case, I extend this process further, using the data to explore light, movement, and audiovisual expression. This approach allows me to consider how we might establish a form of communication with other species, even if indirect or symbolic. With this technique, I was not only interested in giving the plant a voice, but in understanding what this translation involves. Each signal passes through a circuit, through a code, through a human decision. Technology filters and reshapes the message. This creates a paradox. When we try to listen to nature through devices, we are also reframing it through our own imagination. The result is not the plant's pure voice, but a mediation between the living and the digital. This in-between space is where the project finds its focus. Rather than discovering what plants might say, what matters is observing what we do when we try to listen, what we project, what we filter, and how far we're able to listen without taking control. Flaw. The moment when the project opens and becomes visible. The final installation presented at AINA creates an intense and unpredictable audiovisual landscape where the bioelectrical signals of three living plants activate systems of sound, light, and movement without order or harmonic intention. The result is a scene filled with noise and tension where the vegetal, the human, and the machine coexist without hierarchy. Rather than revealing a voice of nature, the installation highlights our own impulse to interpret it.